Hey, what do you hear? What do you say? My name's Chris. Thanks for joining me today. I'm sure you guys are all excited about the NFL starting the 2021 season. I'm a big football fan. I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, even though they are in a rebuilding process. But anyways, this year I am trying something new. I'm trying to build a bankroll. I'm starting off with $300. I'm going to try and make around 8% weekly, build that bankroll up to $1,500 by the end of the year. As you can see, we'll go through week 1 through 18 to the playoffs. I may end up losing all my money within 4 weeks. I don't know. I'm not a big NFL bettor, even though I watch the sport religiously. Typically, the way I gamble on NFL is playing in fantasy football leagues for money. I'm in several of them. But this year I figured, hey, I'm in Vegas. Why not? Let's just go for it. Let's bet some games. And the idea from this came through martingale betting. I figured, I was looking at all these games against the spread, teams' records against the spread, and I'm thinking, well, if I bet a team against the spread, they lose, and I bet them maybe a couple more weeks. I mean, are they going to lose 4 straight games against the spread, especially teams that have success against the spread? So I went through a bunch of games. As you can see, I got the 5 here I'm going to be betting. Pittsburgh, for instance, I looked at their road record through 2018 and against the spread, and they're pretty successful. So I liked Pittsburgh this game to cover the 6.5 points. I'm going to bet them. The same with the Niners. I guess they're at home, but we all know Detroit stinks, and I'm going to bet them against the spread. And I'm only going to start off $5 bets on each team just to get my feet wet. The first quarter of the NFL season is always very unpredictable. You really always see certain surprises. It's not always, some teams come out of nowhere. You don't expect them to be good. They look great. And then other teams you expect to be good, they stink. So that's kind of how it goes with that. I'll also be betting the Thursday games because teams, the home team against the spread is usually around 57 to 60% the last several years, and I will martingale those bets as well. I'm going to only do small bets, trying to build it slowly. I'm not going to go crazy with parlays or anything like that, because the reality is the NFL is the hardest sport to bet. Their odds makers are so good at making money. I think, and especially when you get into like parlays, it gives them huge advantages. So I think if you just keep it simple, you bet the points or you bet the money line, you have a better shot. And you just bet one team. That's what I'm going to do. And hey, I may lose all my money within the first 4 weeks. That may happen. I'm not really worried about a small bankroll. I'm more just experimenting, kind of like I do with roulette. So these are my bets for the week. I actually already lost the Bucks game for $5. I'm not really worried. I'll bet $10 next week on the home team for Thursday night. I did think the Bucks were going to blow out the Cowboys because I really thought Dak Prescott would struggle coming back in his first game with that injury, but he looked fantastic. He's a good quarterback, and it really surprised me. I did not expect that game to be close, but I'm not worried about it. So I will bet the Steelers, the Niners, the Chiefs, the Patriots, and Baltimore. And these are why. Pittsburgh, as a away team, is really good against the spread the last 3 years, 13-10. Last year they were 5-3 against the spread on the road. So I really like that. I don't know that they'll win that game, but I think it'll be a close, good game, and I think they'll cover the spread. The Niners, I kind of expect a blowout like everyone else. The Niners were 5-3 against the spread last year, even though they had a rough year. And they were 13-11 since 2018. So I'm going to go with the Niners again against the spread. The Browns, Chiefs, I'm going with the Chiefs at home. Just because I really expect the Chiefs to win this game. And I like Patrick Mahomes. They're 15-14 against the spread the last 3 years. As a home team, that's not great. But if you look at their record the last 3 years here against the spread, just all games included, they're one of the top teams. So I decided to bet them there. And basically, I'm looking at teams' records against the spread. I'm trying to bet the teams that are really good the last several years against the spread. And I figure the odds that a team's going to lose 4 straight games against the spread is worth betting on, especially teams that have been successful. So let's take a look at this again. Even Baltimore has been very good against the spread. I'm betting them. I'm betting Pittsburgh's been very good the last 3 years against the spread. The Rams are a team that I will be betting. So I'm going to bet the teams that have been successful against the spread the last 3 years. But I'm also going to use common sense. I'm just going to play around with it. If quarterback gets hurt, obviously I may stop martingaling a team, or I'll adjust as I go on the fly. I'm not really worried about it. But, I just looked at these stats. It's kind of interesting that Miami's been so good against the spread even last year they were 11-5 against the spread. That's pretty good. So I just figure, I'm going to use numbers. I'm going to use my football knowledge, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm no expert betting the NFL at all, not at all. Most of my betting has been done through fantasy football, which I've had a lot more success. But in that you're playing, a league for money against 12 to 16 teams usually. So that's more using just your fantasy knowledge. I do play daily fantasy, so that's also a good way to bet as well. But I figured this would be a fun challenge. If anyone wants to do this with me, feel free. I'm just going to bet, several games a week. Some weeks it may be 2 to 3 games. Some weeks it may be more. Then there may be martingaling. I don't know. I'm going to make it up as I go. If you guys are ready for football, you want to get excited, and you want to try and grow a bankroll with me, I'd love to join it. We could talk about the games every week, what games we like, what games we don't. These are the games I like this week, and I'm going with it. And I already lost the first one, so it tells you how much I know about betting football. But, the NFL, the week one's always unpredictable. So, we'll see what happens. So I'm betting the Patriots as well. 3-point favorites at home. I like them. Look at their record last year. Get home 5-3 against the spread. These are records against the spread, just for your information. And then New England the last 3 years at home against the spread is 60% winner. So I think it's worth betting. And then I'll martingale them next week if they lose against the spread. And I'm just betting one game at a time, keeping it simple. And then I'm going to see if I could grow my bankroll. And if I lose everything, I lose it. You guys will see it. You guys know me. I post my losses all the time. Got no problem doing that. And I think it'll be a fun challenge. So if you guys are interested, get with me down below. We'll see if we can't grow this like we're going to try and grow our roulette bankroll. And you guys see on my slot play too. That's the one that I've actually really been growing successfully this year. Is video poker. But I figured this would be a fun challenge. It'll make the NFL season a little more interesting. So if you guys want to get in on this, let me know. Hopefully you could read all this stuff clearly. I like breaking everything down into a spreadsheet. So these are my bets this week. I already lost the Bucks game. But the Steelers 6.5 point. I think that game will be closer. They could even win it. The Niners, that should be a blowout. I should have bet this game a couple days ago when it was an 8-point spread. Now it jumped up to 9, but I'm going to just go with it anyways because I do expect a blowout there. Chiefs, I like the Chiefs a lot too. I think they're going to come out blazing right off the bat. Patriots they're just really good at home, and Baltimore is a really good against the spread. As you see here, they're one of the top 10 teams against the spread the last 3 years. Let's look at them last year. They were third against the spread. They won 11-7. And then, let's see. And then as a away team, they're 17-9 the last 3 years. 65% against the spread. And then they're 60% last year. So I think they're worth taking a 3.5 point spread against and betting them. And hey, it's small money, but we'll see what happens. And then if the teams that lose, I will martingale along with my new bets in week 2. Now week 2, depending on how many teams I'm martingaling, will be less games, different amounts. Who knows? I'm going to just play it by ear or see as we go. So if you guys are interested, get with me down in the comments. Let's do this. Let's win some money. Football's back. I'm a big football fan. So we'll go from there. All right, guys.